Okay, the purpose of this video is to compare the PS4 Pro version of Wipeout versus the PS4 Pro version of Wipeout in VR, which did get a Pro patch. Interestingly, in all the time I've played this, and I played it on the original PlayStation 4 in VR and the Pro in VR, but I'd never played it in 2D. So this is the first time I've ever seen this, and if you've never seen the game before, it's the first time you've seen it too. The menu system's different, and I wasn't expecting that. Not only is the menu system different, but if I go to a race, and I'll just choose a lap race, so there's no other opponents on there, and the start is different too. That isn't the only difference, but it's certainly the most noticeable ones that I saw. When the match starts, as we'll see here, we get this pan in, which I can understand why they removed from VR because of VR sickness and so on. And there's lots of VR settings in this, and I will have disabled them all, so the sickness settings have gone. I have a full cockpit. I don't have any, vignetting or anything like that. But you don't get this at all in the VR version, this kind of pan around. And when I start the race, we're looking from the point of view of the cockpit, but there is no cockpit. So I turned the music down a bit, but there is usually pumping music going on here. I have other views, but that's it. So I'll just whiz on here. I'll keep the video brief. I mean, it still looks great. It looks great. Given that this is a remake of an old PlayStation game from PlayStation 2, maybe. I think it's the original Wipeout, and then the subsequent remakes and remasters have been remastered again. This is like Spider-Man version of a game, and I'm obviously terrible at playing it. But I'll carry on here, and we'll just stop somewhere where we can see a bit of detail. Like you can see through the floor, and it looks fairly similar. But interestingly, I don't recognize this kind of green color scheme. But we'll see what happens when we go to VR. Okay, there's a lap, and that's about it, really. That's the lap. I obviously didn't get a gold there, so it's going to continue. But for the moment, why don't we jump over to VR and compare? All right, let's go. And here we are in VR. And as you can see, it's a kind of grayscaled version of the track. It chooses random points at which to show this, and there'll be the ships coming along like that. That looks huge. That looks incredible. Oh, I'm trying to dodge them. So the introduction is considerably more impressive, but we'll go to the same track, and all of this is in VR. The menus in front of us are all kind of futuristic, and was I on Blitzed? Yes. Talon's Junction. There we go, and I was in Triacus. Now, obviously, we won't be able to see from outside the ship because it doesn't let us do that, or does it? It might. The interesting thing is all that reflections have gone. The glossiness. Okay, here we are in Triacus. Yes, it is green. Huh. And you can see everyone dancing and cheering on and so on and so forth. If I look down here, you can see the cockpit here. If I move... Oh, no, my hand doesn't move in this mode. Okay. If I lean over here, it feels like I'm about to press my face against the glass. It looks like I'm about 6 or 8 feet off the ground. You can see the detail is actually greater than in 2D. The depth obviously aids that, but that grid that's in front of me with the beams going across just by that orange line, it's much more pronounced. And looking up and seeing the kind of Fifth Element kind of bada boom traffic there is just incredible. But yeah, so obviously this cockpit view is something that's unique. Oh, it does have a reflection, kind of sheen on the... Maybe I just never picked this ship before. Look at that little hazard down there. So we'll start her up and just go for a little spin. And as with ever with my vids, this isn't a technical comparison. There's no frame rate tests or anything like that. It's just the point of these few vids that I'm making is it worth buying a Pro for VR? and I did actually have this game on my original PlayStation 4, and it's so much cleaner. It looks like the same game. I'm not seeing any extra, like, any extra geometry or anything, but what I am seeing is clarity. The cockpit of the ship just looks so clean and crisp, given how blurry the PSVR can be. This is one of the cleanest looking games I've played. There's a demo for Call of Duty, funnily enough, that you can download off the store. That's that level of clarity if you have that demo. Just kind of like, I'm not paying any attention to getting a good run here. Right, that's through the track. There's the yeah, I mean, if you've seen my Resident Evil video or my No Man's Sky video, this again becomes another bullet or gun, if you like, in the arsenal of reasons why you should buy a Pro. I mean, reasons why you should buy a VR as well, but with the PS5 coming out, and with VR known to be supported, presumably it'll be a new headset, the old one will go down in price. I mean, I picked mine up on a Black Friday for £180 new. You know, for a VR kit of this quality, you can't beat that. But then you've got to factor in the cost of the PS4 Pro, and by then you're getting up to PC levels of costings. But if you have a Pro anyway, get a VR. And if you have a VR and a PS4 standard, an OG, then get a Pro. Alright, I think that'll do it for this video. There's not much more to show. I'll quit that. Oh man, that's right in front of my face. I'm actually quite motion sick, and I never get motion sick in VR. It's been a while since I've played this. I've done hundreds, if not 1,000 hours in Skyrim with absolutely no motion sickness. And here I am feeling quite dizzy. Wonder what photo mode does. Ah, there we go. Alright. Rotate camera. Oh, it's not a smooth rotate. It has lost that kind of glistening, sheen, mirrored look on the ship. I'm assuming I can go in. That's not easy in VR. But it's doable, and it works. Alright. Oh, right, that's it for this video. Check out my Resident Evil video and my No Man's Sky if you get a moment. This is Vinny Voodoo, signing off.